Let's discuss about the string data type in Python. So we can define a variable x with value as a string. So a string is represented in double quotes as well as in single quotes. So here we can type Python and we can have another variable with single quotes like coding. Now we can print variable x and we can print its type with giving some space and then type x. We can repeat the same thing for variable y. Let's run this code. So here we can see Python, that is value of x is printed and its type is string. And similarly for single quotes, value of y is printed coding and its type is also string. So a string can be represented by double quotes as well as single quotes. Now let's check for if we want to write single quote in string, how we can write. So for example, my name is Shubhankar. So here I have added single quotes. So we can remove this type x because we already know it is a string. So let's run this program. Here we have used single quotes. So single quotes are printed. Now if I want to use double quotes, then how we can do that? We cannot simply write double quotes inside the string, which is also represented by double quotes. So we need to use escape character. This outer double quote, this and this one. So this one is representing a complete string. So this is our string, which is highlighted with blue color. And in string, if we want to use double quotes, then we need to use backslash. That is escape character. So now we can print with double quotes. Another option is if we don't want to use this escape character, then what we can do is we can use single quotes outside like this. And if we try to print, then double quotes are printed. So these are the ways to write double quotes or single quotes in the string. Now, if I want to write a multi-line string, then for multi-line string, there are again two ways. First is I can write first line. Actually, there are many ways. First line, and then I want to write second line in a new line. So what I can do, I can use parenthesis, second line. But what it will do, it will just concatenate the strings. It will not print the new line. So what I need to add is I need to add /n. So this is a new line escape character. So now we can see two lines, and this we can do in a single line as well. Like this. So here we have new line character. So if I run this program, we get 2 lines. Another way of writing multi-line string is we can use 3 double quotes like this, and then we don't have to use backslash n. We can just press enter and we can close this. Now if we check, it is printing first line and then second line. So this is the uh, multi-line string represented by 3 double quotes. Now if I want to check the length of the string, so let's simplify it. I can write small word like Python. So it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 characters. How to check the length? We can use len function. This is a built-in function for a string, and I mean it can be used for multiple data types, but it can be used with string data type as well. So if I run this program, it will print the length of the value which is present in x. So it is representing 6, which is correct. Now let's talk about like string is a array of characters. So we have string data type, but we don't have character data type in Python. So string can be used as array. So like in Python, we used to print if we so basically if we want to print the value at 0th index. So basically indexing starts with 0, then 1, 2, 3, and so on. Indexing basically representing the first memory location. This 0 represents first memory location, 1 represents second memory location, then 2 represents third memory location, which is T. So if I want to print, let's say H, then how I can print? So first I need to identify the index position. So it will be, so this is 0, then 1, then 2, and then 3. So H is at third index. So I can write the string variable, then square brackets. In the square brackets, I can write index number. So if I print x of 3, it will print H. So if I print x of 2, it will print P. So this is how we can access each and every character through its index. Now, there is a concept called string slicing. So basically, if I want a substring from the string, then how I can get? So for example, let's say I have a string. This is a Python code. Now let's say I want to access is. So how I can do? So basically, I need to know the start index and index. So start index will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So start index will be 5 and end index is 6. So basically I need to write end index plus 1. So basically I will write 7. So it will return the characters from index 5 till 6. So let's run this program. So here we can see we get, so this is called string slicing. And basically, uh, so basically if I want to write whole string, so basically when we are writing X, it means we are starting from index 0, and then we are using length of X, and then again one column which is a separator, so it is using value as 1 by default. So this is the default values. So if we don't provide this square bracket, by default Python will take these values. So this represents start from 0 index, print till length of index, I mean the last character, and this is the escape number, like how many letters we need to skip. So 1 means we don't have to skip anything, 2 means we have to skip one characters. So here we will not skip any characters, it will write the complete line as it is. So this is a Python code. Now if we change the value of this, that means it will skip one characters. So it will print the first character, then it will skip the second character, then it will print third character, then it will print the fourth character, and that's so on. So here we can see T, then H is ignored or skipped, then I, then S is skipped, then space. After that I is skipped, then it prints S, then space is skipped, then it prints A, and so on. If we change the value to 3, it will skip two characters. So we have T, then HI is ignored, we have S, then space and I is ignored, then again we have S, and so on. Now if I want to reverse a string, we can just directly write -1. We can leave the these two values as empty, and we can just write -1. So just subtract 1 until the starting of this print. So we can see our whole string is reversed. So dot edoc, like dot edoc till siht. So complete string is reversed. Now is reversed. Now if I want to print character by character, so how we can do? We can use for loop, like for any variable name, let's say letter. In is a keyword again, and for letter in X. X is a string variable. Print letter. So basically it will fetch one characters and store it in the letter variable, and then we are printing the letter variable. So it will print the whole string but one by one. So let's run this program. So here we can see first T is printed, then H, then I, then S. So we are not getting in a single line because we are running multiple print statement. Print statement will print the letter, and then it will move the cursor to new line, and then letter will get initialized with H, and then it will print the H in new line, and then again it will cursor will move to the new line. Now we if we want to check if any substring is present in the string, how we can check? So we can write a print statement, and in that we can write let's say substring, for example, is in, we have to use in operator in X. basically we are checking if is substring is present in string X. So if it is present, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Let's run this program. So here we got true because is present here in the string. Let's say if Shubhankar is present in the string. So this is my name, and let's run this program. So it returns false because there is no substring with Shubhankar present in the main string. So this is how we check the substring in operator. Now there are conditions where we need to replicate a word or a statement, or we can directly say a string. For example, if I want to print hello space, what I do is print X. So it will print hello single time. But what if I want to uh, print it two times? So I will just put comma and then again print X and run the program. So if I want to print 10 times, then I have to write 10 times X. So it's better. What we can do is we can just directly write string variable, then star symbol, which indicates multiply, and then how many times we need to print. So for example, I need to print 10 times. So we can write 10. Let's run this program. So here we can see hello space is printed 10 times. So yeah, these are the basic operations that can be performed on a string. Apart from that, string data type contains multiple inbuilt methods. So here is the list of inbuilt methods. I will go through them one by one. So let's start with this capitalize. So what does capitalize method do? Capitalize converts the first character to uppercase. So let's check. So before that, I will tell you how we can see these methods. So let's say, for example, we have a string. This is a statement. So we can use print dir. So dir is a keyword and then variable x, string variable x. So this dir will print all the methods which are uh, present in the string data type. So let's run that. So these are the methods or the variables which are present in the string data type. So here we can, if we remove this private methods, we can have, yeah, capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, ends with. So these are all the methods which are present in the string data type. So we will go many of them one by one. So let's start with capitalize. It converts first character to uppercase. So how we can call this method? We can use let's say we don't want to directly print. We can store the result in another variable, and we can use x dot capitalize. Now we can print x, and then in the new line we can print y, or maybe we can directly print y. Let's run this program. So here we can see there is no change. Why? Because it capitalized the first letter only. So let's make it small. Rerun the program. Now we can see the T is capitalized. So this is the work of capitalize method. Now check let's check with the title method. It converts first character of each word to uppercase. We have title. Let's run this. So here we can see the each letter of uh, in the first letter of each word is capitalized. And here we have all the letters as small. So let's suppose if we have this as capital, then also it will return T as capital. This is the working of title method. Now we have upper method. It converts a string into uppercase. So basically it will convert all the letters to uppercase. Print it. So here we can see all the letters are in uppercase. So let's add few numbers as well. Integers. Let's check with that. So here we can see integers are, because this is alphabets, so they are converted to uppercase. And 1, 2, 3 are integers, so they are not updated. Similarly, we have lower method. What lower method will do? It does the opposite of upper method. It will just lower down the all the letters. So here we can see this capital T is in lower state. So this is a statement, and then I. Here I is capital and here it is in lowercase. So we have covered upper, lower. Now let's scroll a little bit. We have swap cases. So lowercase becomes uppercase and vice versa. So we can use that swap case. I run this program. So here T is capital, but here T is small. It is in lower case. HIS is in lowercase, so HIS here it is in uppercase. So these cases are swapped. Now we have center method. Returns a centered string including the string. So in order to showcase that, let's have a single word, for example, Python. And let's try to print, we can say any string, like say start, then we can print X, and then we can print end. So we have nothing, we have done nothing here. We have not called this center method. We are just printing start, then X, and then end. So by default, print statement will introduce a single space between all three words. So let's run this program. So we have start space Python space end. Now, if we want to increase space just before and after the Python, so we can use this center method. So the length of the Python word is 6. So if we use, we have to use a number more than that. So if we want 2 space before Python and 2 space after Python, then overall length of the string will be 6 plus 2, 8, and then plus 2, 10. So here we can write 10. So here we can see the spaces increase 1, 2, and by default 1 for the print statement, and here 1, 2, and by default 1 space because of print statement. Let's say if I want to uh, increase few more space. So before Python we need 3 space, and after we need 3, then 3 plus 3 6, and 6 for Python, that is 12. If we run that, so here start, and then one space for because of print, and then we can check 1 2 3, and this is one space because of print, so we can ignore. So here we have 3 space, then one space because of print, then 1 2 3, we have 3 space. So this is the work of center state method to make the this string in the center. This we have covered. Now we have count method. So what count method does? It returns the number of times a specified value occurs in a string. So we have, let's say, any keyword like Python project. So we can use x dot count. Let's say we can have a new variable which will have x dot count. And what we need to count, we can use a single character or multiple character, maybe substring. So first we will use single character. We will print the value of y. So this will count the t letter, how many times it is present in this x string. So we can see 1, then 2. So it should return the value as 2. Let's run this program. So here we get 2. Now let's check for maybe a substring like Python. So it returns 2 because we have one here and one here. And we can use few letters only like pi. So pi will be here and here. So it will return 2 only. So this is the working of count method. We can have single letter as well as a substring. Then we have find. So what find does? Find searches the string for a specified value and returns the position of where it was found. So basically, if I write project and I will use find method, what it will does, it will return the first index of the word where it is found. So basically, it will return the index of here, this position. So index of this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should return 7. So here we can see it is returning 7. So here we have used what? We can use the letters. So like if we use letter T, so T is at multiple places, 1, then 2, then 3. So it will return the first index. I mean, when the first T is encountered, it will return that index. So it is 0, 1, and 2. So it will return 2. So here we can see it returned. So what if a string that we are trying to find is not present in the string x? So it will return -1. So here we are getting -1. So -1 represents that the string or the letter which we are trying to find in the main string X is not present in that. So find is completed. Now we have index. So index searches a string for a specified value and returns the position of where it was found. It is similar to find, but it raises exception if the value is not found. So basically, this index method, it is similar to find method. The only difference is if the letter Z or the substring or the letter that we are trying to find, if it is not present in the main string, then instead of returning -1, it returns, it raises the exception. So let's try that. So here we can see it raises the exception that substring not found. So this is the main difference between index and find. Now we have starts with and ends with. So it returns true if the string starts with a specified value, and ends with returns true if the string ends with a specified value. So let's check that. So we have starts with. So this X is starting with Python word, or we can say a Python P letter. So we can either type P. Let's check if it is starting with P. So it returns true that it starts with P. Even we can write some of the letters, starting letters. We can run the code. So here we can see it is returning true. Now after T, it has H. If I type any other character, then it will return false because it is not starting with PYTZ. It is starting with PYTH. So we can write Python as well. Let's check. It will return true because the string is starting with Python. Now similarly, if I use ends with, so if this letter is ending this main string, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So in this case, it will return true because X string is ending with Python keyword. Python substring. Then if I write, if it is ending with pi, then no, it is not ending with pi. It is ending with, if I say two characters, then it is ending with on. So this will return false. So here we get false. So if I write if it ends with on, then we'll get true. Yes, string X is ending with on. So now we have format. So format specified values in a string. Let's say we have a string like my name is name full stop, then I am a developer. So if I print X, what it will do? It will print my name is parenthesis, not parenthesis, curly braces name. I am a curly braces language developer. So if I want to update this with some value, So we can use format. So how we can use format? Let's say y equals to x dot format. Then name equals to any string. For example, my name Shubhankar. And then language equals to, let's say, Python. Let's print this value y. So what it will do, format method will check for this name variable curly braces in string x. So x string is this one. It will check the name variable in the curly braces. So here it gets curly braces. It will replace this curly braces name with this string Shubhankar. So it will print my name is Shubhankar. Full stop. I am a, then language curly braces language will be replaced by this language variable Python. So I'm a Python developer. It will print. So let's print y. So here we can see my name is Shubhankar. I am a Python developer. So what if I do not provide language variable? So it will first replace the name with Shubhankar. Then since we don't have language variable, so it will keep as it is. So let's run this program. So what do we get in format? It is showing key error. What for what language? That language is not present. So basically it is mandatory to provide all the keys. So if we provide language as Python, it will run. So another way of using formatting. So basically this is a old way uh, for formatting the string, and the new way for formatting the string is like we can have the name variable as and that we can have language variable as Python, and we can use f here. So we will comment for this. This is a commented code. This will not work and it will be skipped by the Python interpreter. So let's print x. So this f will format this string with these variables. So name will be used here and then language will be used here. Let's run here. The name and language is replaced. What if I remove this language variable? So it will show error, unresolved reference language. Basically, there is no variable name with name language. So if I run this program, it will give error. Name language is not defined. So let's remove this. Let's uncomment this code. So another way of formatting is if we don't want the variable names, we can just write 0, 1, basically indexing. And here we don't have to use variable names. We can just write comma separated values. If I print y, 0 means the first value, 1 means the second value. These will get replaced. So let's run this program. Here we can see we get the desired output. Let's suppose 0, 1. If I don't want to provide the number, then also it will work. Here you can see only curly braces will also work for formatting the string. Next is elnum. Returns true if all characters in the string are alphanumeric. So we can have x as Python 1, 2, 3. Print x dot is l num. So basically, it will return true if this x string contains alphabets or numerical data. So let's run this program. So it is returning true. Let's suppose if I add one special character. Now let's run the program. So it returns false. Why? Because this string is not pure alphanumeric because it contains a special character. Now let's remove the letters. Let's keep only the numbers and let's run the program. So here it returns true. Why? Because this string is alphanumeric. I mean, it contains either alphabet or number or both. So it contains only number. So that's why it is alphanumeric. So it returns true. If I type only the alphabets, then also it will return true. Now we have is alpha. So is alpha means it will return true if all the characters are alphabet. Is alpha. Let's run this program. So here it returns true. But what if I add numerics? And it returns false because it contains numbers. Basically, it should contain only the alphabets. Otherwise, it will return false. Now jump to next method. We have is decimal. Now we will check is decimal. So we can print 1, 2, 3 is decimal. So this will check if the value present in this string is in decimal number system or not. So let's check that. It returns true. And if I type any letter here, then it will return false. Next is digit. So it is similar. So is digit. If I run, then it returns true. And if I add any letter, then it will return false. Now next is identifier. So it returns true if the value is identifier. So for identifier means if it is the name of the variable. I mean, if it can be the name of the variable. So name of the variables starts with, I mean, it contains numbers, alphabets, or underscore. And it should start with either underscore or alphabet, but not with number. So let's say we have var1. So it starts with alphabet, it contains underscore and digit also. So this is a valid identifier. This identifier. So this should return true. Now another condition is the variable name should not start with number. So let's say I type number here and then let's check this. So it returns false. So this cannot be a identifier. Next is lower is numeric. So First we will check is lower. Let's say we have this is a lowercase string. We will check is lower. Let's run this program. We have true because everything is in lowercase. So we can have digits as well. So those will be automatically ignored because it will check only alphabets. So here we get true. But if we have any letter, let's suppose I in caps, and if we try to run this program, it will return false because the string is not in lowercase because it contains one capital letter. Then we have is numeric. What is numeric is returns true if all characters in the string are numeric values. So here we have alphabet values. If I run this program, it returns false. But if I remove all the alphabet and dot, we have now only numbers. Let's run this program, we get true. So this string contains numeric values only. Now we have is upper. So is upper is the opposite of is lower. So basically it will check everything is in uppercase. String is upper. We can put full stop here, it will get ignored. So therefore it is returning true. Let's suppose if I make this u as lowercase, then it will return false because of this single u which is in lowercase. Next is join. It converts the elements of an iterable into a string. Basically, let's suppose we have a list, or we can say array, but we call it list in Python. So we have a list of, let's say, this is this is a statement. So this is a list of four strings. Four strings. This is a statement. These are four strings. So X is a type of list. So now if I want to join this to make a single string, so what we can do is we can have a string operator. Then we need to add a delimiter like space. So this will be, these four words will be joined with a single space in between them. And then we need to write join, and we need to pass an iterable. So X will be a iterable because X is a type of list which is an iterable. Iterable means we can iterate over the elements of this variable. So iterate means we can get the first element, then second element, then third, then fourth. So we can print y. Let's check the output. So this is a statement. We have single space in between all the four words. So if I put comma and space, then we'll be having comma and space in between all the four words. Now we have strip, returns a trimmed version of the string. So let's suppose we have a string with some spaces at the starting, and then In order to showcase this, I will be printing three words. For example, let's say start, then we will print X, and then we can say stop. Let's print it first. So here we can see the space. Here we have one, two space, but here we have three space, one, two, three. Why? Because print statements add space in between all these three words. So we can consider two space before hello and two space after because of this. Now, if I print x dot strip, the same thing. So what strip function will do? It will just remove these spaces, empty spaces from the starting and from the ending of this string. So let's run this program. So here we can see there is only single space in between all these three string. Why? Because of the print statement. So strip just remove this spaces from the starting and from the end of the string. So let's say we don't have uh, the space at the end, then also it will work. It will remove this blank spaces, and since there is no blank space, it will keep as it is. Then also we will get the same output. Now we have L strip. So similar to strip, strip trims down from both the ends. L strip will trim the string from the left side. So let's say we have this two space here as well. And if we use L strip, so what it will do, it will just remove these two spaces. So let's run the program. So here we can see these two spaces are removed, but the spaces from the right side are still there. So next is R strip. R stands for right side. So this will be similar to strip, but only thing is it will trim down from the right side only. So for L strip, that is left strip, it just trim down the string from left side. R strip will trim down the string from right side. So it will remove these blank spaces. So what I can do is keep L strip as it is. I will print strip here so that we can have a look. So this is the output of L strip, which remove the spaces from left side, and this is the output from R strip, which remove the spaces from right hand side and keep the spaces from left hand side. So this is covered. Now we have replace. So what replace methods does is it will replace the substring. For example, we have uh, this is a statement. This is another statement. So let's say we have this string. We are talking about replace method. X dot replace. So here we can see uh, replace wants two things, old new string and then count. So x dot replace, let's say I want to replace is, then with which word we need to replace, that will be, let's say, capital S, and we can run it. So here we can see we have is here, so that is replaced with capital S. Then we have is here as well, which is again replaced with capital S. Then we have here is, so these are also replaced. Let's say I want count as 2 only. Let's run. So here we can see first is and second is. Those are converted to, I mean, those are replaced with capital S, or we can have another string as well. Not, it's not like lower or capital. So it will get replaced with the new string or new substring. And then we have third is and fourth is. Those are in place. Those are not replaced. Why? Because we have set the count as 2. So only 2 repetitions should be replaced. So now let's move to split. It splits the string at a specified separator and returns a list. So let's say we have our string as a path. So let's say folder 1 slash folder 2 slash folder 3 slash file name dot extension. Now we can use this split method, and in that we need to provide the delimiter, for which we need to split, let's say slash. So it will return the list which will containing all the words which are just uh, uh, at the left or at the right side of the slash symbol. So let's run this program. So here we can see we have how many slash 1, 2 and 3. So it will return a list of all these words. So folder 1, then folder 2 string, then folder 3 as a string, and then filename.exe as a string. So it splitted the complete string into a list of strings with the using the delimiter. Then we have rsplit, which stands for rsplit. So before going to rsplit, let's check if we have count here. Let's say 2 max split 2. So what it does, so here it means it travels from left to right. So basically for first slash, it will split into 2 halves, so folder 1 and then this, and for the second slash it will again split, so we have folder 2 and then this, and for the third slash it will not split because we have the max split limit as 2 only. So that's why we have this as a single string. So basically it works as a left split. So let's move to r split, so it will split from right to left. So let's do r split, and let's check without the max count. Let's check what it does. It splits the whole string from right to left. So again we have got the list of 4 strings. So if we provide value for max count as 2, then what it will do, it will first encounter this slash. It will have this complete string as a first string and file name as a second string. Then again it will try to split this string with this slash. So we will have first this string, then second as this string, and then third as this string. Because we have max split as 2, so we will just split up to here only. We will not split this. So let's run this program. So here we can see we have this. So we can compare the result for x dot split and r split with the separator as slash and max count as max split as 2. So here we can see split will split from left to right with max split as 2. So it will just break down from here and from here. So it is having folder 1, folder 2, and then this folder 3 slash file name. And R split will start breakdown from here, split from here. So we have file name.exe, then for the second we have folder 3, and then this complete string. So next is split lines. Splits the lines at line breaks and returns a list. So let's say in our string we have multiple statement. Let's say first statement, then line break, then second statement, then again line break, and then third statement. So we print x dot split lines, then it will break down this string with the new line characters. So let's check the output. So here we get list of strings with breakdown from new line characters. So we have first string as first statement, then second statement, and then third statement. So this is all about the string and its methods.